E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles.
And welcome in, everybody, to a Monday morning edition of Birds 365 here on JAKIB Sports. I'm your host, Zander Krause. That's my co-host, John McMullen. Another week of content here for you today, fresh off of Minicamp last week, closing up some of the spring work. Johnny Mac, how you doing on this Monday morning, my friend?
Doing well. Excited by the FIFA World Cup.
Is that what you're into, John? I was watching.
I'm a big Ivory Coast guy. Coast guy. Long time fan for the past 10 minutes after after I found out their nickname was Los Elephants. So
I like it. I'm not a big soccer guy, John, but I guess if they get deep enough there, USA.
Well, I don't think they're going to get too deep, but
I don't think so either. So I did watch the obviously the NBA championship came to a conclusion this weekend, and also the Stanley Cup Finals came to a conclusion last night as well. So some good sports on this weekend, but now a lull period. J-Mac, I guess the World Cup for the people like that, it's not a lull period, but all the other sports are in a lull period.
Yeah, I mean, Phillies locally, obviously, and it is a short time. I think people in training camp will be here before you know it. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm like, everybody's like, oh, it's so long. I'm like, oof, it's short. It's going to be here before you know it. So, but we'll have plenty to talk about, as always, in a lot of ways. That this is the time where people seem to throw out crazy takes, and that tends to generate traction amongst Eagles fans who are so passionate. So we're always talking about things like that. But I mean, it'll be here before you know it, and I would say enjoy the downtime, because once it starts, it's here. It's here, and it's not going anywhere.
Yep, no doubt about it. Good stuff, Johnny Mac. John, what are the conversations you think that are top of mind for people post minicamp right now? And obviously, a while out here from training camp, but I think Jalen Carter would be one to me with that contract situation. I think the roster, just in terms of who's on the bubble, who could make it, who couldn't, even specifically at a spot like wide receiver, what receivers are going to make the team. Those are some of the things, that stick out to me just from okay, it's the off season. I wonder type of conversation. What sticks out to you, John, in that category?
Well, obviously, the offense is number one, because they are trying to shift pretty dramatically, and it very early in the process, which maybe shouldn't have been a surprise, but it didn't look great in the spring, early installs and things like that. So that's number one. We talk about the health of the offensive line. Ultimately, if those guys, if Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson turn into Drew Kendall and Michael Jordan and Fred Johnson, I mean, Sean Mannion could be a genius. It's not going to matter. Right. So to me, that's number one with the offense. And on the other hand, if they stay healthy, offense is going to be fine. It might not be as explosive as you would like, or it might not look like you like. It might be run heavy, continue that down there, but it's going to be fine if those guys are out there. If they're not, it's not going to matter. It's just not. So I do think it's personnel driven. You have to make sure those guys are healthy. I got a question about Jalen Carter. It's like, well, they got their 50-year option. Just, why is it a big deal? I'm like, because the player and the agent making it. I mean, they want the money now. It's not a one-sided thing. And everybody knows the Eagles' history. When they believe in a player, they act proactively. So, by hemming and hawing and not, you're sending a message to the other side. So it is, I'm not going to say it's a huge deal, because Not like he's going to sit out the season or anything like that, but it's something to keep an eye on. And it's a more, as I've said pretty consistently, it's a more difficult negotiation than people probably think. You know, you have the group that, well, just pay him 35. Well, you shouldn't. And then on the other hand, you have to say, well, just make him play. Well, that's easy to say. But again, you just went through all this A.J. Brown stuff. To have unhappy players is not a positive thing.
Right. Does not help your team, no doubt.
It
But I mean,
never
John,
is.
in this case, I don't know if you know this answer, and I'm not sure what you've uncovered or who you've been able to talk to about it. But are the agent and the player also aware of why the Eagles are hemming and hawing, to use the word that you use, which I like? I mean, they're not hemming and hawing for no
Well,
good
it's, I mean,
reason.
it's, yeah, I mean,
They're not hemming and hawing because, I don't want to pay you 35. They're hemming and hawing because the player hasn't played like they've expected him to play. The injuries are looming on him. There's been some immaturity issues. I think all of the hemming and hawing is done for a good reason. That doesn't mean the player's not good and not worthy of a contract, but you got to get to that point. I don't know.
Yeah, and I've said, if they weren't pushing it, I would wait. I'm in the wait camp. Doesn't mean, again, it's one-sided. It's not like you can decree, and you certainly can, but then you might have an unhappy player, and the old hostages, better than volunteers conversation. And all of a sudden, you know how quickly these things develop. If you go in there and say, you know what, just lay down that list. And to your point, yes, Drew Rosenhaus, smart guy. He understands.
Yeah, right.
You lay it down and say, look, immaturity. You were injured. We want to see if you're healthy. But the whole list. And they go back and they talk and they say, yeah, well, we don't want to play here. We want to go somewhere else. And then all the trade things start, and that can happen quickly. So again, I think it's way more difficult and way more layered than people think. Now,
in that case, John, if he played well, wouldn't the trade value be high?
Well, if he, no, I'm talking about right now.
Right now,
changing. Yeah.
Right now, you think
changing.
he could request a trade right now?
Hey, yeah. I mean, if you, I'm saying, worst case scenario, if they go in and do what we just speculate and say, look, we're going to wait because he didn't play well last year. We want to see if the shoulders are good. There's some immaturity issues we want him to clean up. And, play the bad cop. You don't know how people are going to react to that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, a lot of people, well, Jordan Davis said, look, Jordan Davis wasn't nearly as accomplished as Jalen Carter at this stage. Jordan Davis knew he had to wait and, wanted to wait because he wanted to prove himself, and he bet on himself and he won. Because the Jordan Davis year 3 isn't getting that contract. Whereas Jalen Carter's in a completely different stratosphere. He just did it backwards. He was good as a rookie. He was great as a sophomore. He was, and he had the down season as a junior, so to speak. Right. He did it backwards. So, as evidenced by his 5th-year option, his 5th-year option is so large because he made 2 Pro Bowls.
Yeah, right. It's like 27 million, 27.1, I think.
Whereas you look at Nolan Smith at 13, that's the levels it goes up for 2, and the highest level is 2-time Pro Bowl player in the first 3 years. And that's why it's so high. So, in a best case world, I would say just wait, but you already know, even though the Eagles wouldn't confirm it, but it's pretty obvious that he was holding in a mandatory minicamp. So he's not going, okay, we'll wait. They're trying to use what leverage they have and there's not a ton of it, to be honest, other than unhappiness. And the Eagles just went through that with A.J. Brown. And by the way, the last time they went through it with Hassan Reddick, it didn't end it well.
Yeah, but the trend that I'm seeing here, John, is, and this is just my opinion, you see players like that, and Hassan Reddick's a great example. And if Jalen Carter chooses to go that route, I don't know that he is or that he will, but if he chooses to go that route, a lot of those guys don't end up playing with long careers, versus a guy, or at least it doesn't always work out as good as they think it's going to work out. I mean, I remember back in the day, not that long ago, Le'Veon Bell's like sitting an entire year. So he got the big money. Then he gets the big money. He's like out of the league in like 2 years. And then you have Jordan Davis, on the other hand, who, like you said, understands, okay, I got to go and prove it. And now he's being talked about as one of the cornerstones of the Eagles organization. It's like Jalen Carter should have to me, it's a win-win. You're getting $27 million fully guaranteed. Go and play great this year, and the world is your oyster, my friend. I don't even know how many teams in the league right now would be willing to pay him 33, 34.
Well, that's fair too. I mean, that's part of it. Because there's a lot of other teams that may not want to go down that route and didn't want to go down that route to begin with, which is why he lasted to where he lasted in the draft. And that's for Drew to figure out. And Drew will use all the avenues he has, and basically, he might just acquiesce, but he's smart enough to go through the stages. Like, you're right, and especially with Le'Veon Bell, it's you would think players look at that and say, well, it didn't work out for Le'Veon, maybe I shouldn't. They don't think that way. They're up, they're in Jalen Carter's mind, he's eligible for a contract extension. He wants big money right now.
Yeah, I mean, the instance is Jordan Davis was up for one last year too. Look right to your right, Jalen.
But again, Jordan Davis was underachieving at that point.
Jordan Davis is in a way is that too. I mean, based on the way you explained it, his first 3 years, he started and then he's kind of tapered off a little bit,
Yeah, but if you're Drew Rosenhaus and you're doing your job, you point out, look, he made the Pro Bowl twice and he was hurt last year. And that's why his 5th-year extension is what it is. It's 5th-year option. That's why it is what it is, because he produced. And if he had another year, you would have put down that $40 million and not even thought about it. And, maybe if you didn't wear him down to a nub during the Super Bowl season,
that's true,
which he's a big part of, and really saved the season against the Rams. All of this I guarantee you, is being said.
I agree. It's all good points. I mean, those are all good points for Carter too.
And that's Drew's job. Drew's an advocate for Jalen Carter. So you're going to use every avenue, and you don't have a lot of leverage. So you have to use the leverage you do have as a player and as a player's agent. And that's, I remember after Super Bowl 57, where I said Hassan Reddick should go for all the money he can get right now. And he didn't. He waited and he played, and it wasn't as good, to say the least. He had the broken hand or whatever it was early. And he never was in that position again.
Is there a big long-term concern on Carter? Like, for example, if the Eagles gave him a contract right now, do they have concern about like what year 3 and 4 of that next contract could look like because of the shoulders? Or is it more the shoulders were hurt now? Like, I want to see how he plays with it. What do you know about that injury, John? Is it a long-term thing? Is it a short-term thing they're trying to fix? I can't really tell. It's been lingering here for a couple seasons now.
Well, he didn't have surgery, so he just had PRP treatments, so just injections in the shoulder. So he didn't have surgery. Vic talked about it like it wasn't a big deal. So My assumption is he's going to be healthy. He's lifting weights. He's been doing his Ben Simmons videos. So my assumption is it's not that bad, because if it's that bad, you have to have surgery. And he didn't have surgery.
Yeah. That's
But till I can break into the doctor's office, nobody knows what the doctor like. And even that, like A.J. Epinesa will bring up, like, why does he fail one physical? Why does he pass another physical? Well, because the Eagles wanted to pass him.
right.
And Cleveland didn't, for whatever reason. So yeah, and AJ Brown. I mean, AJ Brown is dating. You know, he went in the second round of the draft because people were concerned about his knee, and they're talking about it. What, 7, 8 years later? They're still talking about it. And he's made 3 Pro Bowls and has been one of the best receivers in football. And if you get 8 years longevity, Tennessee would have stuck with him. They would have been happy with that pick. And the Eagles should be happy with that trade, even though it blew up at the end. And they are.
Yeah, they should be. I think every Eagle fan should be too, for sure. I think they are too, honestly.
But you know, the medical part of it is the great unknown. I always talk about the NFL. There's so much unknown. There's so much uncharted territory. You know, think about the spring. They were on, and Nick Sirianni said they were on the field. Phase 2, they're on the field with the players for 8 times. Phase 3, 8 times. So 16 times. We got to see 4 of those times as reporters. I'm not a mathematician, but that's 25%. That means 75% is uncharted. You know, so much is unknown, and nothing is more unknown than the medical. And that really is, you know, speaks. There's always somebody in the draft that goes way farther down than you think. And you go, what is it? Why is everybody so dumb? Is there something wrong with them? You know, I remember I liked that kid from Cleveland, and he was a damn good player. The linebacker, JOK, why can't I think? Kuramo, I don't want to butcher his name, but you know, he was a great player. He ended up being a great player. Should have been a first-round pick. Should have been a top 15 pick, and he went in the second round. You're like, what? Well, they find some kind of heart thing. And, okay, now you know. And he just retired early. I don't know if it was because of that, but – and he was a damn good player for a short span.
Yeah, he was.
But, you know, the medical stuff is always a great unknown. Yeah, all you can do is speculate.
What do you think, John, in terms of percentages? We used to do the percentages on the A.J. Brown trade. How about on a Jalen Carter deal? You think it's 50-50 right now it comes this summer? Is it much more slanted one way or the other? How do you see it?
I think it's about – I would lean towards them waiting and them convincing, you know, maybe after a couple of weeks of training camp and saying, all right, we're not going to get this done. So I'm going to have to go out there. And by the way, if he goes out there and has an all-pro season, they're going to pay the Jerry Jones penalty. Then they're going to have to pay more. So that's the good side of it for Jalen Carter's case. I mean, if he does go out and he plays like he played in 2024, they're gonna have to pay a penalty, the Eagles. So that's sort of what you're weighing. And if he came in tomorrow and said, I'll take 32, I'll take just slightly ahead of Chris Jones, they probably get it done. But like I've said from the start, it's way more difficult than people think it is, which is usually, oh, they should just extend him or they shouldn't extend him. It's like it's a two-way street.
All right, we'll see what happens with Jalen Carter. John, we mentioned that. You mentioned the offensive line. Anything else right now, top of mind, post-minicamp as to the big storylines as we wait for training camp to begin here?
Well, the biggest is the offense. I mean, that's going to be the biggest story all year. I don't know if it should be, but it will be just because it's the low-hanging fruit.
How far can the defense carry this team, though? What if the offense is a lot like last year? And just in
pretty
terms of
far.
our production.
I mean, especially if you talk about health, if Carter's healthy, if Campbell's healthy, and they play 17 games at a high level, I mean, you can't predict number one. They were number one in 2024, so it's hard to say they'll be better, but they're more gifted. They're more talented. If it all clicks. So I think the floor for this team is very high because of the defense.
I agree with you. I agree with you, no doubt. John, when it comes to the offensive line, you brought them up a little bit earlier too, and obviously they're a big part of this. How do you feel about the depth at that position? I mean, I think it was a concern earlier. You've seen at least a couple practices now. Does that depth look better? Do you think they will add to that room? What's your perspective as we stand here on June 15th on the depth of the offensive line?
Well, they already added Michael Jordan, so that should tell you where they are. They got a look in the spring at what they had, and they said, let's go sign Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's not great on the interior. It's completely unproven. I mean, I do know everyone's high on Drew Kendall, and maybe he just takes off and becomes a really good player who can handle all three positions and be your game day interior backup. But it's completely unproven. And they've worked him all spring at guard because they know he can play center. So they're trying to see if he can play guard. And, they went out and got Michael Jordan. So he started 45 games in this league. And then tackle, they should be fine because even if Markel Bell's not ready to be a game day swing tackle, you still have Fred Johnson to lean on. And they also have John Ojukwu, who is a player who's signed a futures deal that has some experience with Tennessee. And he got a lot of reps in the spring at both guard and tackle. So, maybe he's a guy we should start talking about a little bit more as a versatile backup with some experience.
Yeah.
Some NFL experience. But when that kind of stuff happens and you see them bring in veteran players, it's an indication that they got a quick look at the rookies, and it's probably not even fair with, again, no pads. So, I mean, how much could you really get from spring work when it comes to the offensive line? But you do have, you're watching the individual drills, the technique and things like that, the footwork. And, they're probably looking at guys like Miles Hinton and Cam Williams and Micah Morris as a rookie and saying they're not ready.
Right. To what degree, John, if this new offensive scheme, let's just live in a world where this scheme is implemented and they play it and all these different things, to what degree does the offensive line, is it needed to be elite for success as compared to what they ran previously, where there's a lot of inside zone and a lot of power running? Obviously, if you're running that type of football, well, you better have a bully offensive line that can bully people. Do you need that in this new proposed offense or, prospective offense? What's the difference, and how much it's going to rely on offensive line as compared to what the previous offense would have?
Well, for this team, I it's always team dependent, personnel dependent. For this team, I think it's extremely important. For the Rams, not as important because you have Matthew Stafford playing at an MVP level. But even with his age, I mean, and their offensive line is good, but you don't look at it and say, oh, that's dominant. They're just above average. But again, you have Matthew Stafford. For this team, I think it's really important. And it even becomes more important than it was without AJ, because now you're not as dominant on paper at wide receiver. You know, so many guys have to have bounce back seasons. And I mean, have to. And the reality is they're not all going to do it, but they can't all go negative as well. You know, you at least have to have some who have bounce back seasons. But guys like Saquon and Dallas Goedert, I mean, they have to have bounce back seasons. Dallas more in the blocking part of it. Obviously with Cam and Landon, it's more health wise, and Lane, it's more health wise. All the offensive line, with the exception of Tyler Steen, who you kind of now you have a baseline for Tyler Steen. You know, basically the whole offense. And you're not getting better from losing A.J. Brown. I know people hate him right now, but you're not getting better.
Well, we'll see what happens, Johnny Mac, with it. I do think it's interesting. Obviously, here we are, post-spring work, now getting ready for the summer session. They got a little time off. We got Jeff Kerr, who's set to join us right here on Birds 365. I'm sure Jeff had a good weekend because there was a lot of good sports on this weekend, so I'm sure Jeff enjoyed some of it. I saw him down there at the Reading game as well. Let's bring him up right now. You can follow him at Jeff Kerr, PHL. Jeff, welcome to the program, my friend, on this Monday morning. How are you, sir?
Was a good sports weekend, Zander. Going to the World Cup in next week, so I'm really excited for that.
Who are you seeing, Jeff?
I am seeing Ivory Coast, so the Elephants, and Curacao.
All right. Ivory Coast. That's my club. That's my club now. Long time fan of Ivory Coast.
Yeah, ever since the 90th minute last night, right, John?
No, 10 minutes before I found out they were Los Elephants or whatever.
Isn't it great? Yeah, I already got my Ivory Coast hat. I got a World Cup shirt. So
no, I'm not going that far because I want to be invested late in the process. Obviously, I have to be invested with the USA. Yeah. Hopefully, they can got off to a good start, but
yeah, my expectations for them are pretty low this year. But
they're always pretty low.
Yeah. But it's fun to have the World Cup here. And for those of you who, I'll make it Eagles related, Lincoln Financial Field just looked awesome last night.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that bullshit FIFA New York, New Jersey Stadium. What is this called? Philadelphia Stadium?
Philadelphia Stadium, yeah. Like,
shut up. What is the point of that? And I also learned from one of the business reporters I talked to, that Atlanta got out of that because of the way that it was built. Mercedes-Benz, they can't get rid of the logo.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing here?
Did you see what the 49ers did with Levi's?
No.
They barely covered it. They barely covered it up, and Levi's is actually making fun of it. Their logo on like all their social media accounts has like just a tape over the Levi's logo just to make fun of it.
Well, I applaud them then, because I think it's silly. We're not all adults. We know what the stadiums are called. What is the big deal?
Well, here's the funniest part in Philly. So I had a friend, she went to the game last night. She sent me a picture of Chickies and Pete's crab fries. They are not Chickies and Pete's crab fries. Thank you, FIFA. They are seasoned fries in a plain cup.
What?
But they're Chickies and Pete's.
How do they even get away with that? Doesn't Pete from Chickies and Pete's have a problem with that?
Well, this is how we had to acquiesce to get the World Cup. We have to adhere to all their bullshit rules.
Yeah, right.
The most corrupt organization this side of the Philly
very
mob.
Common to sounds very common to what some people have to deal with the National Football League.
I'm friendly with Mr. Pete Shiraki from Chickies and Pete's. I might have to reach out to him.
Yeah. Ask Pete about it, because
come on,
I'm like,
man.
Those are crab fries.
Yeah. I don't like that part of it. I also, but on the other hand, the heavy-fisted ways of FIFA got them to put real grass in these stadiums. So now you look at like MetLife and we can't do it. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. And the players should be pissed if they change it back. And these teams are going to change it back.
Oh, yeah. Because it saves them a couple bucks. Now that, that looks bad on the NFL.
Yeah. I think the Patriots did the right idea. Look, we're not going to change the whole thing. We are going to change the grass, and we're probably going to keep the grass, and we're going to keep like the sidelines turf.
Just make it grass. How much money do these teams make? Just make it grass.
Oh, I know.
I don't
well, they can do whatever they want. That's the problem. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the World Cup, but I don't like FIFA. But for the people that do enjoy it, it's pretty cool that it's in Philadelphia. So people get to see it, get to see the atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get to see it in 94. There was never going to be a World Cup game at Veterans Stadium.
No, there certainly was not. So enjoy it. You're going to go down there. By the way, the parking, $150 to park.
It was 125. People thought it was AI last night. I'm like, no, that's legit.
That's another thing. For anybody, for all the political people, and there's, everybody loses their mind. By the way, UFC 250 at the White House. Everybody's losing their mind over that too.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch any of that last night, by the way?
No, I don't have Paramount Plus. You were going to give me Paramount Plus. You never did.
I still have it, but here's the thing. I don't want to change the password.
I don't watch enough on Paramount Plus to. I have 70 million subscriptions to TV. I don't even watch regular TV.
To hell. I've canceled them all, and I'd rather just miss and catch up with it later.
Hey, I that's me. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with these subscriptions. So anyway. So
by
Paramount
the way, Big Dom was there.
I saw Big Dom was there.
Well, you know what I've done is, if I'm not willing to pay for the subscription yearly, then I no longer want to do it, because they rope you in on monthlies at $12, $13, $15. You're like, oh yeah,
and it's actually costs more monthly. Yeah.
So the thing that I've concluded is the only thing that I was really willing to pay for yearly was YouTube Premium, because I watch YouTube. So I pay for YouTube Premium. I think my fiance has Netflix and Disney Plus maybe, and that's about it.
I'm a Netflix, Amazon, Peacock. What else?
I do have Amazon Prime,
Hulu, and that I believe that's it.
So I have the bundle for like
ESPN.
Plus, Hulu,
unfortunately, ESPN.
Yeah.
But
I will not pay for ESPN Unlimited.
I have ESPN Unlimited because I don't want to. I cut the cord, because I don't watch regular TV. So I need ESPN Unlimited, but I hate when it comes out. I hate it. I hate everything about ESPN. I hate them. Just awful. And the app stinks. Everything with all the money they make, and their app they have the worst app I've ever seen for any TV carrier.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's Paramount, but ESPN's pretty bad too. I don't know what Paramount's going to do when the merger with HBO or Warner Bros. Finally comes through. I assume they're going to keep the HBO brand in some way, shape, or form.
I think Ellison already said he's going to merge it. I don't know what. I think he's going to call it Paramount, but I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I got hired to do some freelance for content creation for Paramount Plus. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be
I
this
think
is where you go.
Yeah. I think they're going to, because, even back when Warner Brothers bought HBO and they turned the HBO on demand, whatever it was called at the time, into Max, just Max. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Like, honestly, HBO Max was, and here's the thing, when that came out in 2020, that was the best app out of all of them. Like, they were by far the best.
But way before it was even HBO Max, it was just HBO on demand or whatever. It was just HBO because HBO has they're like at the time, they were like the king of television. They were like, they had all the good shows, all the critically acclaimed shows, and Max had softcore porn. So it's like, what do you don't want to, degrade your product with that bullshit. And so when they made it HBO Max, I was like, that's stupid. And then they took HBO out of it and just made it Max for a while.
And I'm like, this makes no sense. And the thing was, like, when I got HBO Max, and I had the HBO All Access too, John, I was like you. I mean, I literally got the thing for The Sopranos and Westworld and all those shows that really made it big. I wasn't a Game of Thrones guy, but there were a lot of shows from the 90s.
But that's a huge show. I'm not a Game of Thrones because I'm not a dragon guy. Although I like to see Amelia Clark, but I'm not a dragon guy. So I never watched.
Color me surprised, John.
Yeah. I'm not really a Game of Thrones guy, but
John watches shows for the females. He doesn't watch them for the actual product.
That's certain. No, that's not true because I like really good shows. And HBO had a lot of them, more than anybody else, and they kept trying to downgrade that brand, and that was like the brand. It made no sense to me. All these branding people, it made no sense to me. Let's take the crappy brand and emphasize that. So that was the Warner Brothers guy who
Zaslav.
David Zaslav, who it was escaping me. That was just dumb. And they went in hundreds of $1 million of debt.
They lost the NBA because of him.
Yeah, which is why they had to sell to Paramount with Larry Ellison, who's richer than God, but he's not richer than Elon Musk. But
he's richer than God, but he can't afford to keep people around. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's all of them. I mean,
yep.
And the worst thing is if you're a public company, not a private, because if you're a public company, you have to constantly make money. There's no spending to make money. You have to make money for the shareholders, so you have to constantly cut.
Yeah, yep.
And
that's
all
all
turns
Paramount's
into shit.
the last couple. It's all Paramount's done the last like 5 years. It's crazy.
But anyway, first tangent of the week. Yeah, we got it out of the way. But Big Dom was at UFC 250, which is pretty cool. I saw a bunch of clips online and just the whole setup, and they had the fighter jets going over the White House. It's pretty cool celebration. But politics are, what are you doing? I'm like, just shut up. And what is? I can't.
I don't see the harm in it. See, this is why I don't like politics in general. If a president from another party does it,
it's great.
Are they complaining?
It's great.
Yeah, or the other side's complaining. I don't know.
It's just awful. It's awful. It's terrible. But it was pretty cool, and the World Cup in Philadelphia is pretty cool, except for the parking. So I guess you got to take SEPTA. Unless you want to pay.
Did you see that? Chris O'Connell put out a tweet last night from Fox 29. He put out a tweet last night of the video, of people getting in the SEPTA, even though it was free to get home. Again, I'm going to go on another channel. This is what people don't understand. This is why I'm reluctant to take SEPTA. It's not SEPTA. It's 3 hours to get on the damn train. I'd rather drive.
Yeah.
They don't get it. I don't live in the city. I don't live anywhere close to this. I wish Twitter would get this. Not everybody lives in Philadelphia.
Well, then you're not part of us, Jeff.
I don't care. I don't want to be part of you.
I'm not part of us either.
I don't like seeing homeless people in the streets every night I go home.
No, that's completely fair, by the way.
I don't like seeing that.
Our buddy Mike Silsky was getting a lot of shit for.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he was right, by the way.
Yeah, he's 100% right. But
I didn't see what Mike put up.
It was just about the Knicks winning, and you're miserable if you can't enjoy,
the Knicks winning the NBA championship is like the Eagles winning the Super Bowl.
Oh my God!
Can I ask a question about these big cities? What is the infatuation
with being an asshole?
Sports program winning a championship, and then everybody taking to town to destroy the town.
Yeah, like when Philadelphia.
Well, they're not. They're not.
The Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup last night. I guarantee you, there's nobody burning down the state of Carolina, North Carolina.
Well, there'll be some
Raleigh,
people.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. I mean,
there might be some people in Charlotte, but
I saw there's like a shooting in New York. I'm like, what are people doing? It's like,
I would say
to act like a moron. Like,
yeah, I would say those are not real fans. The real fans who haven't seen a title in 53 years, and most Knicks fans haven't seen a title because it's been so long. Like they're just happy and celebrating. It's people who want to do that kind of shit that have an excuse to do it, basically. That's my take on it.
I think you're right, but they do muddy they do muddy.
When the Phillies won the World Series, like I literally it was me and my college roommate. We just were like, oh my God, like all these games we went to, all this investment in the team. They won. Like, this is really cool. They won. Let's go to the parade. Let's have some fun. Let's not go destroy whatever we can find.
Right. Well, those are the people I think that it's good for. You know, those are obviously.
You know what it is? It's this. Let's try to get viral by doing the stupidest thing possible because we live in a nation of morons these days. Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on, people
I love it.
Yeah.
We haven't had Mike on in a while, so I'm going to try to get Mike on just to talk about this shit. But so this is what Mike wrote. Sorry, Philly fans, the Knicks unite New York like no other team in that city and region. And what he's trying to say there is, and Mike used to work in New York, so he knows. Yeah. The Yankees have the Mets, the Giants have the Jets, even the Rangers
Knicks are the team. It's
have
not
the Islanders. Yeah, the Nets have never been like a rival to the Knicks. So like everybody in the city loves the Knicks versus, some people are Yankees fans, some people are Mets fans. So basically that's what he was trying to say. But there are fans of all races, creeds, colors, genders, and classes who were waiting for this for more than half a century. If you don't appreciate that,
it unites them.
Yeah, you don't really appreciate sports. That's what Mike wrote. And Mike got shit on by including some somewhat high profile people. It's like, look, I get both sides of it. So I understand the fans who hate the Knicks. Like at some point, because I used to hate the Celtics when my favorite team growing up, I say all the time, was the Sixers, the Julius Erving Sixers. So I hated the Celtics. But at one point I grew up. And now, like Larry Bird is one of the most respected players in my mind because, at some point I turned the page, but not everybody does that. Not everybody gets in the industry. And so I get the emotion
too. Like I love the Knicks team. I covered Mikal. By the way, do you know that I'm not allowed to like someone I covered, grew up, watched him grow up, still talk to him? Like I'm not allowed to do that, but Jalen Brunson, I met when he was in college, the hardest working guy I think I've ever seen. Not allowed to root for him. I can't stand the Knicks fans.
I said through the whole run, like the Knicks are a fun team to watch. Like if you just want to watch basketball,
they play the way you should want them to play. Like
you're not being honest if you don't admit that. I mean, that's a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. By the way, the whole Villanova's not a Philly school thing drives me nuts. Well, I'm not from the city, so I don't really care what you and your Temple inferiority complex thinks.
You know what I love?
Like that's what it's about. Temple is so irrelevant. They're so irrelevant that they have to crap on Villanova and Penn State and anybody that's better than them, which are a lot of schools, by the way.
Who's the Big Five? Temple, Drexel, St. Joe's, LaSalle.
It's the Big Six now. Well, Big Five is just just.
Now you know what I love. I loved
LaSalle.
I loved after the NBA Finals. I think it was Jalen Brunson's father was being interviewed. And they asked him if Jalen
played at Temple, by the way.
Yeah, if Jalen Brunson is the best New York Knick of all time, and he says, with all due respect to my son, that's Patrick Ewing. And I thought that was a cool moment for his father to say that.
It's a cool moment, but he's wrong. I think Jalen Brunson's in that stratosphere now.
He's in the conversation.
Well, he won a title. No, I mean, but yeah, he's not the best Knick of all. I mean, you can go back to Clyde and
I just thought it was a cool moment. Brunson's a grounded dude, and I'm like, that's probably a good example of why he's a grounded dude. His father's
what I love about Jalen Brunson, because what I hate, and you see it all the time in football, so-and-so can't win a title. So-and-so can't win a title. This guy can't win a title. This receiver can't win. You don't win with great receivers. You can't win. There's a million different ways to win. So everybody was saying for years, well, you can't win with a 6'2" guy to be the main guy. Well, there you go. You just saw it.
Jalen Brunson and Jalen Hurts Jalen Brunson and Jalen Hurts are the exact same thing, by the way. There's still going to be people moving those goalposts even after he won. Oh, this guy's better than him. This guy's better than him. This guy's better than him. Well, no. He's holding the trophy.
I don't care who's better. I don't like this can't win. This can't win. You have to do this. You have to do this. That's all bullshit. Is it harder to win with a 6'2" guy as your centerpiece? Yes.
This is what Sixers fans can't understand. And I'm talking about these content creating diehards. Your hero, Joel Embiid, is not a winner. He's not. Jalen Brunson is. I saw that 3 years ago. I saw that 8 years ago.
Look at Wemby. He's going to dominate for 10 years. Well, he better fucking grow up to dominate for 10. He's going to be a great player.
I'll say this. I think Joel Embiid has the title if the Sixers would have just taken care of business and took Mikal Bridges and took Jalen Brunson, because they would have helped him get that. And Joel Embiid would be he'd be the best athlete in Philly right now.
I don't think so, because they wouldn't have played the right way.
Well, that's the issue. The Sixers don't know how to run things.
They have always acquiesced to him. They whatever he wants, and they would not. Like, Brunson is the guy. Brunson closes games. He's the best closer in the NBA. Not Cat. OG might be one of the most underrated players. They got great players all over the place.
Great role player.
The guy who closes is Jalen Brunson. You think of Joel Embiid, you saw it all these years. He wants to close.
My legacy of Joel Embiid is it's game 6 of the Celtics series. I didn't get the ball. Shut up. You're supposed to be the MVP.
He can't be a closer. He's a turnover machine at the end of games, because he gets doubled and he just,
Sixers are the anti-Eagles. They really are. There's always an excuse.
Oh, it's a bad organization. It's a bad organization. And the funny thing is,
owned by a bad guy.
Jay Wright, obviously, Philly guy. Leon Rose, I don't think people realize Leon's a Philly guy. He went to Temple.
He is a Philly guy. He's definitely. It's funny how there's so many Temple connections, and it's in New York. It should drive Philly fans insane in that regard.
Yeah. And they build what they build, and you got the Sixers.
Jalen Brunson offered to give his own money to make sure the Knicks could have the pieces they needed. That's crazy. I've never heard that.
That's rare. That's rare, to say the least. He took, I think, $110 million less than he could have.
Could you imagine the Dallas Mavericks, how sick they are? They had him. They let him go.
Well, why? Because they believe you couldn't win with that set. That's what drives me crazy.
And they developed this same player who became a really good player for them. They have it.
That's what's right, but you can't win that way. So you see it all the time in the NFL more than anything. Well, you can't win that way. Can't win that way.
The Eagles won that way.
Yeah.
Can't win that way. Can't run the ball more than you pass. Oh, you need all these passing yards to win. No, you don't. It's an arbitrary stat. If you throw a lot, you're losing normally.
Normally, yes. The point is, there's a million different ways you can win, especially in the NFL.
That's why I love
even in the NBA.
Yeah. That's why I love this obsession with Sean McVay and the Rams. How many Super Bowls they got with this wonderful strategy they're doing? The same amount as the Eagles do. One. They got one.
And the Eagles keep beating them, which is bizarre to me. And they want to copy what they do. I don't get it. Even more so, they want to copy. That Green Bay can't beat them to save their lives. Let's go copy what Green Bay's doing.
Let's go copy, because this is the trend.
At the bare minimum, that's what I hate most about this shit. Not Sean Mannion. It's not about any individual. Yeah. I'm sure Sean's an evil genius. I don't like copying other people, especially people you've had more success with. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. Like, do what works for you. You have, because you know what that tells me? Oh, we're just going to rely on Vic Fangio's defense, which is a pretty good strategy, by the way. But, we can afford to do it. No, play the risk-averse game. It does work for you.
Yeah, it's got awful boring. And that's the bottom line. It's not aesthetic.
I love when people told me the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they're boring. I'm like, you think winning 40-6 is boring? I don't think any Eagles fan thinks that way.
Well, when they're throwing for 110 yards against Carolina, they think that way, but
they're still they still have the most points in a
when they can't complete when they can't complete a pass and a half. I admit that's got to improve. They did that a couple times last year. But think about that for an NFL team, not completing a pass and a half of football.
Even in the year they won the Super Bowl, they remember the Bucs 253-0. That's always the graphic I put up. I'm like, yeah, who would have guessed that team won the Super Bowl? Oh, and only lost one game, and that was the game the quarterback got hurt in the first quarter.
Yeah, got hurt with 6 minutes in the game and lost with 6 seconds.
He was dominating that game too. That was like the game. It's like, oh God, like this team is just gonna roll over them. That was the weirdest Eagles game I think I've ever covered, and I've covered some weird ones.
All right, our buddy Jimmy Kempski put up guys who need to bounce back. I've been talking about it for months. He wrote about it. How many people had down years on offense?
A lot.
Since you brought up Jalen Hurts, and look, he's had success. The rearview mirror is tremendous. 5 consecutive playoff appearances, 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl championship. Is he a descending player, though?
I'm not ready to go that route yet.
This is a quickly moving league. And if he doesn't want to run the ball, and it seems like they're taking that off the table. That's
the thing. Why are you taking this away? That's like telling Spider-Man he can't shoot his webs. Come on.
I mean, can he not be a descending player without the running game? Did that make sense? In other words, how can he not be a descending player if you take the running part of it from him?
He's got to get better at the other areas. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Well, is that possible? To where he's better, not that he can throw for more. He can throw for more yards. I mean, you just throw it more, and you're going to throw for more yards.
I think he needs to throw in the middle of the field more. And I wrote an article about this. And I don't think people understand that. I wrote, yeah, he can do it. He just doesn't do it. It's lower. He has lower pass attempts between the hash marks than Tom Brady does. And over the last 5 years, and Tom Brady hasn't played in 2 of those years. It's bad. Well, Williams has more than him already.
That's the risk-averse nature of the offense.
Yeah. And
by the way, Nick got asked that question, and he said, and that was a positive to me. It was said, no, we don't want to turn the football over. He's not changing. I don't think this is going to be nearly as drastic as people think it is.
I still say that was part of the A.J. issue. A.J. liked to go in the middle of the field, and the Eagles just did not do that. And when they tried it is when Jalen turned the ball over all those times in 23 and 24. And then you heard the turnover machine stuff. And is Jalen cooked? Did we see the best of him already? And then they went risk averse, and look what happened.
Yeah, but it hasn't. It speaks to his selflessness. Because he could throw for more yards. He could throw for more touchdowns.
But I think the stat he cares about is winning. And you're a winner, you learn. That's his saying.
So why are the Eagles changing then? Because that's been my thing.
I still claim the Eagles. The Eagles don't like winning as much as they claim they say they do. That's my opinion.
I say it all the time. They act like they want
them to want to win and just.
I'm telling you, this is the Eagles. They're dating Sabrina Carpenter, but they want Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, but the shelf life might be gone. Is it fair for them to feel as though the shelf life of winning this way might be getting closer to its expiration date, and then they want to be proactive about changing that? I mean, I get what you're saying. Why change to be the Rams or the Packers when you've beat them? But if they don't believe that method of winning is going to be able to be continued for the next 2-3 years or even the next year, well, then they're proactively getting ahead of it. Doesn't mean it'll be successful.
But they were already proactive in that by going back to the run when everybody was pass.
To your point, Zander, which I get, but why don't you just exhaust the shelf life of what you have before you start down that road.
Yeah. Well, do they feel as though it's exhausted, even winning 11 games? The offense was
How is
so
that
bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How is it possible to win 11 games and it be exhausted? And
I
by the
think
way,
the
you win
offense-
11 games with all the injuries on the offensive line.
Yeah. The problem is the expectations were way too high for that football team last year, even going into the year. It's hard
But
to
you guys
win a
do
Super
agree the
Bowl.
offense underperformed. Like, I don't
The
believe
offense
It
stunk.
definitely did.
Yeah, right.
It was
So,
terrible. But the offensive line was hurt, like, too, what John said. That's
true.
the cog. So, and John wrote about this, like, the treatment that's probably going to save this offense is the stem cell stuff.
Hopefully. Well, I can tell you that Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson, so people say, what was positive on offense? I can't give you much on the field because it was ugly. But that's
terrible.
fine from, they're learning new things and trying to implement new things. It's early in the process.
I asked John the other day, is it fair to give the Eagles offense a B-? I said he just basically laughed at me without laughing at me.
Well, that's being kind. I mean,
yeah, I gave him a C-.
I mean, I don't like the grade things at all because it is. I try to add in all the context, but
I hate doing the shells and shorts grading. I hate football and shells and shorts because this ain't football.
Like, it's the same thing. I say how good the defense looked because they look that good. All you can do is say, what did the offense look like? Not good.
Yeah.
I've never that was. So I got back here in 2015. I think I started covering the Eagles daily. Doug's first year, so
2016.
2016. That's the worst spring I've ever seen.
Yeah, and that was a new head coach and basically a revamped football team. Because they had to undo everything Chip Kelly did.
Well, I'm saying the whole time, Doug, all Nick's first year. That's the worst spring I've seen from the offense.
You know what's bothered me about this whole thing, and God, this rookie class is just I don't know.
Didn't get off to a good start. And
everybody's like trying to hype them up. I'm like, well, Mekhi Levin wasn't on the field. Eli Stowers, from what you told me and what other people have told me, like, hasn't done anything. Markel Bell's a long-term piece. He might be the most promising of them. I mean,
that'll, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. I've thought from the start, Stowers is more of a long-term deal. Like,
there are a lot of long-term guys. It's like baseball. You got to be patient with these guys.
I mean, they only have, like, Cole Payton's the fourth quarterback, and he looked bad, but he's the fourth quarterback, so he barely gets any reps. Micah Morris is a 6th-round pick, so you talk about the 3rd round.
The Eagles did Michael Morris a favor, by signing Michael Jordan. They really did him a favor.
Well, he wasn't even. I mean, he's behind Miles Hinton. You got to get past Miles Hinton before you get by Michael Jordan.
And I don't even have Miles Hinton on the team right now.
No. He might, but he's got to have a good summer. Cole Wisniewski didn't play at all.
He was treating an injury, right?
Yeah, he's got some kind of injury. He was there, but Uar Bernard's obviously long term.
Keyshawn James newbie. We might as well just cut him out.
I mean, he's going to be on the practice squad. I mean, you're talking about 3 guys, and Mekhi barely practiced because he hurt his hamstring. Not the end of the world. If you're going to get hurt, this is the time to get hurt.
This is the time to get. I mean, it hurts with development and chemistry, but that's about it. Like, he has a chance to make that up in 5 weeks.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean missed 20 days of camp, and he was fine.
Remember when that was the topic?
Yeah, because you can only talk about what's going on.
Yeah,
and nobody knew how good Cooper was. I'm not, by no means am I saying that Mekhi's going to be like that on offense, but it's not the end of the world.
I also think wide receiver is a much different position than defensive back. I think that's one of the harder positions to learn right away.
Receiver? I don't know.
I do. Yeah.
Well, they're both slot guys. One offense, one defense. I think it's harder in the slot. I do.
That's what I meant. Like he's a slot guy. But sometimes receivers, you either have it or But sometimes on at receiver, you either have it or you don't, and hopefully he has it, or they're gonna have problems.
I mean, I always thought, and Stowers and Bell, I always thought were long-term picks. So I wasn't expecting a lot immediately from this rookie class.
Yeah, there's definitely more of a 2027, 2028 game with this group.
It's basically just Mekhi Lemon that I'm expecting big things
They
from.
need him to
They
do
need
that.
big things from.
They need him. They need Dontavian Wicks. They need Hollywood Brown.
And I'll tell you, man, Wicks.
People are lying to themselves if they're saying the Eagles are better without A.J. Brown. They are lying to themselves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Wicks has got to start catching the ball cleanly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like every day.
Well, I didn't think he was that great when he was in Green Bay, and there's a reason why the Packers got rid of him.
So, I mean, there's some issues. And that's why I think the run game is going to be really, really important to this team's success. And that's why I focus
looked
on.
Pretty good there, John.
Yeah, Tank look fine. Nothing wrong with Tank, but I mean, I think they're going to ride Saquon till the wheels fall off. That's my only issue with Tank. I'm not taking Saquon off the field. So if you're not on the field. But if Saquon gets hurt, yeah, he's fine. I mean, he's got to improve as a receiver and pass blocker, but as a runner, I don't have any issues with him. Other than back in Jacksonville, he fumbled, but he hasn't fumbled here yet. But I just think Barkley's like the guy. I mean, they're not taking him off the field to give Tank. I see that all the time. Well, you got to give Tank. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't.
Saquon Barkley. Are you taking Myles Garrett off the field for whoever his backup is? No.
Yeah, I mean that's my only. That's my only
Yeah.
point with Tank. I mean, I'm not taking. Sometimes he has to come off. Sometimes he'll get banged up and whatever. And that's his role.
My favorite was last year during games. Why don't you just ride Tank Bigsby? No, that's not a thing. Not when you're paying the other guy $20 million.
And this might be it with Saquon. So I'm gonna exhaust that shelf life.
Yep.
And that's my only point. And then if you start talking about third down, Will's gonna be that guy if he has a good camp.
Seems like he's ahead of the other two right now, doesn't he?
Well, he's the guy you're going to throw it to because he's a natural receiver. But we've been talking about that for 2 years. Now, they did dump it down a ton in the spring. And, at one, he caught 6 passes in that last practice, including 3 in a row from Tanner McKee. Check down, check down, check down. Where he went from 1 progression to 5 in a millisecond. 3 consecutive passes. So, and he caught them all, and he looked pretty good. So, but I don't know how that's going to look with Jalen Hurts because Jalen's never been a dump off guy.
No, he hasn't.
So we got to see if he can break that habit as well. Or maybe he just, extends plays and does what he normally does.
Jeff, if the offense struggles this year, how good do you think they can be based on how good you think the defense will be? In other words, can the defense carry them to 10, 11 wins again? I think
I think it's a top 5 defense. I think his defense got better because now McMullen's on there, and he was probably the best player in minicamp. So, we're all concerned about the safety position, but I kind of agree with them. They can get by with Marcus Epps if they really have to.
Yeah, it'll be. That's Howie's nature. He's going to try to get better, but sometimes you can't get something done. And I think if they can't, I do think Michael Carter looked okay, so maybe he can push him.
I think Michael Carter's going to have a pretty big role in that secondary as a backup. Like, he can play the slot, he can play safety. He's learning safety, I guess. But I thought it was kind of important they kept him around.
I think Jonathan Jones is going to be the backup.
Yeah, Jonathan Jones was like that under the radar signing this year. I'm like, that's a good player, man. He's been a good player for a lot of years.
Yeah.
He's still around. And yeah, I mean, John, is it fair to say he's the the first outside cornerback behind the starters?
Oh, yeah. He might be the first corner behind. They were cross-training him, too. He might be the first.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
no
he can play the slot. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I loved him in New England. I thought he was a stud when he was with the Patriots.
I think he's the first corner off the bench wherever, all three positions.
You know what I like about him? He played under Belichick. He was a Belichick favorite, but Belichick was copying Fangio at the time. So he kind of knows everything.
Yeah, he's a smart player, high IQ player. That's big with Vic. So he's not going to be the fish who gives up the coverage. He's smart. A lot to like about Jonathan Jones. That's my favorite 1-year Tamu signing this year.
Yeah, and you know what? When they got him, I'm like, oh, why did he only sign for a year? He's a good player. And then I'm like, oh,
he's
3
older.
In front of him. Yeah, he's 31. He's been in the league for 9 years, but he's been around, and he didn't have that great of a year Washington last year, but I don't think Washington knew how to use him.
No, Washington stinks. And by the way, because Reek Woolen signed a 1-year deal, but that's not a Tamu deal because they gave him some real money. Yeah. So that's the difference.
They gave him $15 million, and again, like Vic admitted, they wanted to get him last year.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that high. It was 8 or 9, plus he can make up to 12.
But you can make up to a certain amount. But
yeah, you can make up to.
How about the defensive line getting A.J. Espinosa? Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on with Joe Tryon.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wrote about him this weekend. I'm like, and I was like, pretty much, I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, hasn't been anything, right?
Nope.
He just decided he doesn't want to be here?
Well, why would you sign a 1-year deal?
And not for a lot of money.
He's not holding out. There's something going on with him. But
it might be a personal thing. That's what I said. I don't know. It's just awkward.
Yeah, he was a bubble guy anyway. There's no guarantee.
But I had making the team just because of who was behind him. Even if Brandon Graham came back, I was like, oh, they'll still make it.
Remember, they probably have to. They probably have to keep a spot for Uar. So they might have to keep 6 defensive tackles.
They should keep 6 because Byron Young he shouldn't go anywhere. I don't even want to trade him.
Yeah, they could trade him if they want to trade player for player. I've looked at him as, if you want to trade for a safety, you got to give up something. He's a good player.
He's a good player. They gave up Thomas Booker for a cornerback last year. They're so much better at cornerback now than they were at this time last year. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think about the Carter contract thing? Should they be paying him this summer? Should they be waiting? Do you think he'll hold out? Do you think it's looming?
I think I would pay him, honestly. Like, I just think you got to get it out of the way at this point because the number's just going to go up.
Is it, though? What if he plays poorly?
Well, that's the risk you take. I'm dealing with – hey, look, I'm just going to say this from someone who covers 2 different sports. I was not on board with the Phillies paying Jesus Luzardo, and Jalen Carr's a much better player at his position than Jesus Luzardo is at his, if you want to give a comparison.
I think it's a difficult negotiation, which I've said pretty consistently, because he didn't play well last year because he was hurt.
And there is baggage to him. Like, people don't want to admit it, but there is.
There's some baggage. And, I don't know what Drew's asking for, but it's pretty significant.
I still don't agree with. They should have had Nolan Smith address this thing and bury it. Bury it. And I don't understand organizations at all. Just bury the thing. Bury the speeding stuff. Just have him go up there and face the music like an adult. I don't get it.
Yeah, well.
Nick buried it. I thought Nick did a good job of it. I don't know why they can't have the player do it.
I just don't think he's. Look, it's a different world. In the old days, you just grab him coming off the field and he would have got the questions. Now you can't do that. Now it's very sanitized.
It's dumb.
They only bring up certain players. And for the players they made available in the spring, he didn't make the cuts.
But they were Bernard did.
Yeah, well, they always let the rookies are part of it. We had to wait a long time for Uar because he's still learning the language.
He was good, by the way. I enjoyed listening to that.
Yeah, he was fine. So there were some anxiety issues and things like that, but they always give us the rookies. But as far as the veteran players, and this year, again, seems to scale back every year. We got fewer and fewer, but the guys we get are Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Devontae Smith, Zach Bond, Saquon, Jonathan Bernard.
Did Devontae Smith get married this weekend? Is this the weekend he got married?
I don't know. Not big on the TMZ stuff, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I know, but everybody's on the beat reports. Oh, why can't they say what happened to him? It's personal reasons. That's what you get.
Yeah,
deal with it.
We did report it.
We have accountability here. You don't.
So I'm trying to go down all the guys. Cam spoke. Jordan Davis, Quinion, and that's probably it. Besides the rookies. So, Cooper.
Was Cooper available? I don't remember him talking.
Yeah, Cooper talked. That's it. So he missed the cut, which it was a speeding ticket. I'm not trying to advocate it, but it's not that big of a deal. It could have been a big deal.
It's not that big of a deal until it is a big deal.
Well,
there literally was a franchise legend that got killed doing that. So,
but I'm just saying, and Zander knows with the ZK garage stuff, and he's a car guy.
Yeah,
you're a car guy.
I mean, Zander, I'm sure you've.
I don't understand this.
You still have a responsibility and an obligation to treat the citizens around you. You can't be putting.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm just saying I don't think that was why Nolan Smith. All I'm trying to say is I don't think that's the reason why Nolan Smith was kept away from us. I think he was kept away from us because he didn't make the cut, and he's not that, engaging.
No.
I think that's more.
But again, to me, and this is why I don't like today's society, I guess. Someone like him, you do the crime, you do the time. Go up there and face yourself. You think you're such a big, strong, mighty football player. Go up there and face your punishment. Like, that's part of it.
Well, I think he does. I mean, what do you want him? I guess he did, though. I mean, I guess you want him to just.
But make your bland statement. Just do
face
something.
the media. Yeah, I mean, he's not a top. He's not a one of the players that has as much cachet as the others. If it was Jalen Hurts or something.
Well,
like
the guy they brought Jalix up, so. That would be the comp. That would be the well. Why isn't? Because I think
Jalix is going to get paid by this team, and Nolan isn't.
Yes, number one, but number two, I do think Nolan is still a better player like today. I think Jalix Hunt has a bigger upside. But Jalix Hunt is also better in front of the microphone. Like, I think it has to do more with that.
I just come from two different worlds when it comes to football and baseball. It's two way different worlds.
But the overall point is this is how scaled back it's become. I mean, if it were the old days, we would have went up to him after practice the first day and asked him questions about it. But we can't. And it sucks.
Yeah. See, look, this is why I just don't get, like, Perfect example last year. Jose Alvarado, suspended, 80 games. We can't hear from him. He's gone. The first day, not even before he comes back, the first day he's back in that clubhouse just doing rehab stuff, he's available and he addresses it. And it's done, buried. What'd you learn from it? And he was honest. Like, I don't care if you get a smart-ass answer. Like, it's over. This thing's going to linger. Oh, don't worry about Nolan Smith. Well, give us a reason to. I don't know. It's.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, and again, we'll go back to the World Cup. They're trying to take this is where it comes from.
Yeah.
The mix zone. You know, you can't even get in the
terrible.
locker. They've been trying to get us out of the locker room for years now, 3-4 years. The NFL I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. It's the
NFLPA. The NFL, to their credit, has tried to push back and understands it's a big part of it. But we have been, before we can go in during camp and things, we can't do that now. It starts at the beginning of the regular season, so we don't get access to everybody. One of my favorite things about covering rookie camp is you could talk to anybody you wanted to, because to me, some of the best stories in rookie camp are the undrafted guys.
Yeah, they are. And people love it. And look, like John knows this. Like, people love reading about the undrafted guys because they don't know about them.
Yeah. But we can't talk to them now. Until they make the team, if they make the team, and then we do get into the locker room, and then we all jump on and try to talk to them and try to get their story out there.
I mean, there's a reason why it is what it is, and I don't think people understand that. You don't get that opportunity anymore. It's not like baseball where you can just pull the guy aside and just say, hey, can we talk?
My only point is I don't get the feeling that the Eagles were hiding him.
I don't think they were hiding, but I think it's an easier way to address it. Just end it.
And I think if it were a bigger deal, I think they would have gone that route, but I don't.
I mean, our most clicked story in May was him speeding. It was. for what it's worth, it was.
Just looking at the numbers and like this is a big story here.
I don't think it's a big story, but
I don't know.
Maybe anybody say what he was driving? Not that it matters, but
maybe I'm numb to it.
We don't know.
Maybe I'm numb to it, but
I heard somewhere it was a Lamborghini Revuelto, which I don't know.
Good for him. Good for him. He wants to go.
If it was a Lamborghini Revuelto, going $130 is like going 44 in a Honda Civic. I mean, that doesn't make it okay. Right? I'm just saying.
He probably didn't even
very easily start going 130 and not.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that would have been a funny answer too. I really didn't know I was going that fast. If you want to be honest.
I mean, I think it's dumb to go that fast and all that stuff, but I mean, that's like, how many people in their lives have driven after drinking 4 beers and they get home and nobody gives a shit. But obviously, if things go wrong, it becomes, you can ruin people's lives.
I mean, I'm telling you, someone zoomed on 422 the other day, like, I'm going 65 and I'm looking to go into the yard lane to pass somebody, and the guy behind me is going at least 100. Like, if I don't see him, I may not be here today. That's why I think it's a big deal. Like, you don't give a shit about anybody else when you're doing that.
Well,
I hate that. My time
true.
is more valuable than yours. That's why I don't like it.
Well, I mean, people are selfish in general.
They are. But to me, going 130 is selfish. It just is.
Well, of course. I mean, that's stipulated. Yeah. You don't give a shit about anybody else. That's for sure.
Yeah. But it's just, to me, it's just stupid to think, like, especially in that organization, it's not a big deal when you have someone's number retired. What happened to him? Go look him up.
Yeah, I mean,
he should still be with us today. It's crazy. He would have only been in his 60s.
I mean, you can't make young people learn from. I bet you there's 90 players on this team right now. I bet you less than half even know who Jerome Brown is.
Maybe even less than that, but it's.
Wait, I'm being kind.
Yeah.
It's way
Wow,
less.
really? You think that low for the players?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And the only reason they would know it is because it was mentioned because he played for the organization.
And he was way better than a lot of these players.
I mean, I learned that when I covered other teams, and it's like, guys would show up like legendary guys to people who follow the game, and the players just have no fucking idea who they are.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody's Saquon Barkley. And
Some like Saquon's
America.
Yeah. Saquon's a historian. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Some people really have an interest, but most, I found that out. Amp Lee, I found out it was a great player at Florida State for people that remember him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's a second round pick of the Vikings when I covered the Vikings, and there's Chuck Foreman, there's Bill Brown, all these legendary, but
Chuck Foreman is a legend, and I feel like no one knows who he is.
It's sort of like this 70. It's how the 70 Flyers guys all stayed around, became like part of the community. Like everybody knows. Even I'm not a hockey guy. I know all those guys because they're
perfect example, John. The report last week about A.J. Brown signing the best to ever play here. Really, dude? Really? Do you not know who Harold Carmichael is? Mike Quick had just of a dominant stretch as
they know Brown. He knows who Harold and Mike are because they're always there.
Yeah.
But if you ask him Tommy McDonald,
but do you ask him how many yards, how many times? Do you think he knows Harold Carmichael's in the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame? You think he knows that?
Probably because he went in. When did Harold go in?
2020.
AJ didn't get here till maybe not. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He probably knows because Harold's there all the time.
Yeah. You would think, but it's just the optics of it. The best ever player. I'm like, I get a top 5 list.
I guarantee he doesn't. I guarantee he doesn't know Tommy McDonald's in the Hall of Fame.
No, probably. He probably know who Tommy McDonald is.
Well, he might because the picture's up in the auditorium. That's where I'm saying, like, Jerome Brown's picture's up somewhere in that building. I can't tell you where.
Oh, it's definitely in that building. It's retired. His numbers.
So for the people that do know him, that's why they know him. I'm saying nobody knows him from his football career.
By the way, by the way, his death hit me the other day because like someone posted a clip. It was one of those like Eagles content things, and someone posted the clip of Reggie White basically announcing to a crowd at the vet for like a ministry thing, Jerome Brown was dead. And like, because at the time, you didn't know. Everybody's like you could hear the gas, and like Reggie's like, he couldn't hold it. Like it's, he basically announced to the world the guy was dead. I'm like, oh my God. Can you imagine
There's
like
so
being
many
at that
things?
thing?
I mean, Aldon Smith just passed away, which was a sad thing.
Sucks too.
There's so many. Rondell Moore committed suicide earlier this offseason.
26 too.
There's so many tragedies that happen locally. Pelly Lindbergh, who died right down the street from where I lived in South Jersey. There are so many opportunities to learn as young people, and nobody learns anything.
No,
I mean, they don't. I wish I could solve it, but nobody's going to solve that. You feel invincible when you're young.
Yeah. I mean, Zander,
you're not.
I was talking about with Kyle Busch the other day. Like, I'm sure he felt it was just a cold, and it wasn't. It's scary. like.
Yeah, so that's I guess why I don't expect them to learn from tragedies.
But I don't think people learn from anything. I don't even think it's just something like that. It's like they can't even read right. I don't know. Can't read a tweet right. They think a 150-hour parking sign is AI.
Is that real? The parking is that the real cost?
Yeah, that's the Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the real cost.
You want to
told me it was AI last night. I'm like, well, this is my friend's tweet. Yeah.
Or what was the 600 number for?
That was for oversized
like a bus, oversized. Yeah. People.
Vehicle. Price gouging, man. It's a joke.
Hostage pricing. I'll tell you, I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat. If you can fix hostage pricing, I will vote for you. And by that, I mean, like that should be illegal. Like it should be illegal.
It should.
Airport pricing should be illegal, because they have you held hostage. And I'm going to take a $5 hamburger and make it $15 because you can't go anywhere. Fuck face. That's what they tell you when they do
Yeah,
that.
basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And then like even hotels when there's a big event, what $100 room becomes a $265
jack it up.
room.
Yep.
That's bullshit, man.
It is, and you know what? It's funny. They're like, why don't Americans spend money? You're giving us reasons not to. Simple as that. Like a T-shirt at the World Cup, $60. I can get the same T-shirt for 30 at a rally house.
That's why I like the Masters. I've never been, but you read about the Masters. The sandwiches are like $2, $3. Like, nice. Somebody's finally doing something nice. I mean, it's hard to get there,
and it's great PR for them. Like, there's a lot you can criticize about Augusta National, but that ain't one of them. Yeah, that's good on them. But look, like, this is my SEPTA dilemma, right? Like, look, I'd gladly take SEPTA. It's free going home. It's $375 going up. But how long do I want to wait to go home?
When I went to the Super Bowl in at MetLife, my whole plan was I'm just going to take the train in and out every day during the week, and I did, and it worked perfectly. But then game day, they're like, well, don't. I just had a feeling. I'm like, I'm going to take the train into New York City and take the media bus over to the stadium because we get.
You get the media bus.
You get the police escort if you're on the first couple. And that's what I did. And it was the right decision. After the game, I was like, well, let me see. Let me see if the train is worth it. And I walk around to the train. And it's just like, I don't know, at least 10,000 people backed up. And I'm like, F this. And I took the media bus back into New York City, got the last train out of Penn Station. And it was
I bet
the right
you were running
decision.
over people to get that last train.
No, I made it by like 20 minutes, but it was cutting it close. People don't realize, like, you would think the city that never sleeps, they stop those trains.
Yeah. What is it? 11:30 now?
I don't know what it is now because it's been a while, but it was later. Maybe they had extra trains because it was the Super Bowl, but it was like 1 in the morning. It wasn't.
My favorite is people are like, "Oh, you're scared to take SEPTA." I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, I've been in Penn Station before. I've seen some weird ass shit in there.
Oh yeah, I love trains, man. I take.
I
do
too. I actually love them. It's just, what are you gonna do? Like, do I really want to
never drive into New York City ever.
No, never.
Ever,
I'll
ever.
never do it. I'll never drive into New York City
nowadays, though. I mean, always late.
No, it gets worse and worse. I mean, it's a lot shittier.
You know about the price gouging, John? So Oscar Budahin, he's got the perfect example. We went to Super Bowl. I'll never forget that Saturday. He tells everybody this story. He said, just pay for the Uber, no big deal. It's on CBS's account. It was $20 to get from our hotel into the city. You want to take a guess on how much it was to get out of the city and back to the hotel?
110.
You were close. 105. He loves telling people that story. He couldn't believe it. He goes, what? I'd rather walk. I said, we can't walk. We got to go on the highway.
Yeah, well, that's another
I told him
thing.
I'd go with him, but...
You're like, because I usually, earlier in my career, I'd always rent a car. No matter where I traveled, I'd rent a car when it was easier to rent a car. After COVID, it was like they spiked the car rental prices.
Everything spiked after COVID. It was like their excuse to just get what they want.
Yeah, it was their excuse to basically tear down society as a whole, but I digress. So now I always Uber or Lyft, wherever. And even that's getting out of hand because to your point, the hostage pricing.
John, you ever been to a place that has Waymo?
I'm sure I have, but I've never done it.
It's only in a couple cities. It's starting to come to more, but it was in Arizona.
Waymo's starting to get a little bigger now.
Dude, Waymo wasn't I gotta be honest. Waymo was an elite service. You don't feel like you're paying some dude to just give you a lift. A car pulls up, it flashes your name or your initials on the top. You can set the climate in the back, what you want to listen to. It does. There's no driver, so I guess you got to get over that.
10 years ago, I could care less if I was captured. 10 years ago, I could care less if I was captured in Uber. That $3 price was worth it, man. Man, we had it good 10 years ago. Hulu was cheap. Netflix was cheap. Uber was cheap. I could live off the $30,000 salary I have working covering a high school sport. Not anymore. Can't do it.
So where's Waymo's paused its service in Atlanta? That's not a good sign.
No, that's because
Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Austin.
I think it goes
Nashville.
in each city and has to learn for like a year. Waymo.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that yet, man.
I knew you would. Once you get in one, you would trust it quick, and then you're just like, this is superior than having some Joe Schmo drive.
Well, I agree with that. I'd rather, because the last thing I want to do, like Jeff's the opposite. Like he wants to chat with everybody. I'm like, just leave me alone, dude.
Yeah.
But everybody,
that's how you get a good gouge on people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with John on that. I'm not looking to talk to anybody. I'm not looking to talk.
Way too many people listen to this show. That's a good thing, but it's not a good thing when you're getting an Uber or a Lyft.
Oh, man, I'm a jerk when it comes to that stuff, man. I like to get a gouge on people.
Oh, you're always talking. Jeff's always talking to people. He's a people person.
I am a people. I don't like people, but I'm a people person.
Yeah.
Man,
I forget. We took a big Uber back to Monterey, and it was like Oscar, you were in it, somebody else. It was like 4 or 5 people. I guess Ricky was in there.
Yeah, that was the night you were complaining about walking 5 miles. It was awesome.
Oh, well, that was ridiculous.
I wanted to just do a live show of John that night.
We ran into Brooks, who was completely off his rocker.
yeah. That was the moment of the night.
Yeah. Now there was no plan, so I'm like, what are we doing here?
There wasn't
just looking for a bar in New Orleans, basically. Instead of, and there's one every street. Let's go in this freaking one.
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, what?
So
that was a night.
But yeah, and Brooks just was oof, 5 sheets to the wind. But
John
claims
and I don't
he wasn't.
Get that drunk. John and I
claims
don't get that.
But claims he wasn't. Claims he wasn't.
Claims he wasn't. He was.
What's the best city to travel to as a reporter?
Oh man,
to travel to?
Just the whole thing where you're just like, oh yeah, at least we're going there.
New Orleans has got to be up.
Oh,
there.
New Orleans was fun. That was a fun Super Bowl.
I mean, New Orleans is because you can walk, even though you don't have to walk 5 miles, but you can walk to.
You just got to make sure you know what you're doing and you're with people.
Yeah, everything's close together. That's why it's a great Super Bowl town. Whereas like San Francisco, Santa Clara, that's ridiculous.
Phoenix is pretty bad too. Nothing was around there.
Yeah, depending on where your hotel. If your hotel wasn't downtown, the one Phoenix Super
wasn't.
Bowl. I was at the Seattle New England Super Bowl, and I was downtown, and that was fine. But at the Eagles Super Bowl, we're in Monterey, so I basically had freaking Denny's, and no, it was an IHOP or a Denny's? What was it?
No, you had an IHOP.
Yeah, it was an IHOP. And
I'll tell you what, DeCheco and I, our Super Bowl memory came after the Super Bowl because we both were writing stories late and we got done really late. It was like 12. It was midnight Phoenix time. So we're looking for something to eat. Our Uber driver takes us to Denny's. Of course, we got our backpacks, we got our laptops. We see these 2 really shady people just eyeing us up. And we looked at each other. We're like, let's get out of here. Like, let's literally get out of here. And we literally just sat in our seats and waited for that Uber driver. And these two people were literally just waiting for us to come up. Just waiting for us to go outside by ourselves.
Yeah, it's getting more dangerous. Now it's going to be in Nashville. That is a good spot.
I can't wait for that one.
I
can't wait to go to Nashville in week 2.
Miami's cool, but it's very expensive.
Yeah,
they haven't had a Super Bowl in Miami in a long time. 19?
Tampa's pretty cool because
only time I ever went to Miami. I went to Miami for the F1 in 2022. I think I went the first.
How was that? How was that?
I went the first year, so I don't know how much it's changed since. But I mean, that was a hell of an experience. I remember one of our clients gave us a couple tickets for our family to go, so we just had to pay for like the flights and the hotels. But it was an unbelievable event going to that. It was really.
I want to go see the Canadian.
$75 for a hat, but
well, that's F1 price gouging right there.
Hostage pricing.
Yeah, there you go.
Tampa's pretty cool because it's right near Clearwater, so you can just go to Clearwater.
I love going down to spring training. I never want to leave when I go down there.
LA, you can go to Manhattan Beach if you have some time.
Where's the Super Bowl at this year?
SoFi.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, SoFi.
The good thing about SoFi is it's close to the airport, so you don't have to. But I mean, that's a shitty area.
I'd like to see that stadium. I'm not really one of those dudes who's like, "Oh,
great stadium."
Stadium, yeah, that's a stadium.
That looked great on Friday when you're watching the World Cup game. Just everything. I'm like, wow, this is peak right here.
One of the best stadiums I've been to was when Jerry's World was just done.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I went for it was actually fun. Funny enough, it was Jalen Hurts' first college game. He wasn't even supposed to play that game. I think it was supposed to be Blake Barnett or Cooper Bateman. And Jalen Hurts started out as a freshman, and he was the first starting quarterback for Nick Saban. That was a freshman quarterback.
I went to Jerry World for the Cotton Bowl in 2019. I always talk about. I always said this to Kenny Gainwell. Never liked it, but I'm like, dude, remember Micah Parsons just laid you out. Oh man,
Ed Karatz has got a great story about AT&T Stadium. Now there's a Walmart across the street from.
There
AT&T.
is a Walmart. Yeah, he ripped his pants, didn't he?
No, he packed the wrong pants. I guess he.
So they were too small.
Pants. Yeah. And so he looked like he was going to have a heart attack. Nick Fierro.
I mean, if you've seen his son compared to Ed, they're just built differently. Like they're big guys, it's just built differently.
So he told him to go over to the Walmart and buy some jeans. So it's weird. It's across the street. There's a Walmart to this giant stadium, but it is in Arlington. It's not in Dallas, so it's a little bit difficult.
I can't wait till the Eagles stadium's in King of Prussia for John.
Oh my God!
Cannot wait.
No,
you think that's happening? I don't know.
No, they'll keep it.
They'll keep it in South Philly.
They'll talk about something like that. Just like the Sixers did with Market Street in Camden.
Yeah, right.
And then
do you guys want it to be a dome? I mean, I think it's going to be a dome, but you guys want
it's going to be.
I don't want it to be, but I think it makes sense for it's I'm not going to look past the clear business advantages of them making it a dome.
When you see SoFi Stadium, you'd be like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like that's pretty much what the Eagles Stadium's going to be. Like I like the link, don't get me wrong, but
the link is not too good.
You know what's funny? The link doesn't have the nostalgia of the Vet. It's weird. I don't know why I think that. Maybe because I grew up with the Vet, but
the Vet was like, dude, the Vet was like freaking modern day Coliseum. It was the Vet was so interesting compared to.
It was such a shithole that you loved it. Like everybody
I'm gonna disagree with it. That was an absolute shithole.
It was.
Philadelphia people loved it.
Back then, they were all cookie cutter stadiums, so it was the exact same as what was it? Three Rivers in Pittsburgh, Busch Stadium, St. Louis. They all built in the same way. They were like cookie cutter stadiums. It was just ugly.
Riverfront, Pittsburgh,
Riverfront.
Busch, everybody was trying to make the Astrodome, and it never happened. By the way, the Astrodome's still up because it's a landmark.
Historic landmark.
Yeah. If I ever go to Houston, I want to see it. But
what did they call it? The Coliseum of Concrete? Isn't that the nickname of it?
Yeah. Zander, I got a funny Vet story. So the Eagles used to have this thing called the Eagles Carnival. I'm sure some people on here have heard of this. And it was on the Vet in August. You literally were walking on cement. It was so funny. My dad and I was just cracking up. We're like, oh my God, this is the NFL players play on this thing. Everybody hates it.
Yeah. It was horrible, but it was Philly. It was Philly shithole, so they loved it. You know.
Yeah, you know what's funny about
that's
it?
you know
Everything
you
we
talk
said about the
about
vet, the Eagles were invincible in it, and they never lost big games in there. They actually lost a lot of big games in there. They never lost.
What are you talking about? They didn't even.
I
have
know.
big
Well, that's the
games
thing. It
for
was
half
always
of
the
their
myth.
time. People
It was
make
always
shit
the myth.
up. Yeah.
It was always the myth, and I'm like, the link is where they actually
Like
went
if you go to Cincinnati, they'll talk about Riverfront Stadium like that because of the big red machine. Oh, what a glorious! No, it was a shithole. They're all shitholes. They were all shitholes. They had rats in there, for Christ's sake. John Gruden.
I still like when Philadelphia fans go, "This is the worst loss ever." I'm like, dude, you were not the 2002 NFC Championship game. That's by far the worst loss ever. Like, literally, an opposing team closed down your stadium. Literally closed it. You could hear a pin drop that when Rondé Barber picked off Donovan.
Remember the Brian Billick game?
I was at the Brian Billick game. It was funny. He didn't want to play it. We're all like, we don't blame you. That was when they got the next turf.
Yeah, it was just all a mess.
I think that was Jeffrey Lurie's most embarrassing moment as an owner.
Yeah, it wasn't his responsibility. It was the city's responsibility.
No, it wasn't. What's crazy about that was like 9 months before that, all that happened, is when Rendell threatened to move them out unless they got a stadium. And the next day they got one. Like, this is not normal. Like not unusual what Josh Harris did with the Sixers. Rendell's like, you guys can't figure this out. You're out of here. Huh.
The turf crisis. I'm looking at it. Turf crisis.
Oh my God. It was
anyway, a lot of tangents. That's what it is. But
that's an Eagles tangent, though.
Former Eagle great, by the way, Hakeem Butler, the UFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2024 and 2026, signed with the Broncos. Still trying to make it in the NFL.
Is he tight end now? Is he still a tight end?
No, he's back to being a wide receiver. The Eagles.
John, did you watch any of the UFL this year?
Very little.
I was into it more when it was like the XFL and the USFL, and then they merged. I'm like, this is just stupid.
There's always a couple players that make it, though.
No, there are. I loved it when they brought back the USFL and they had the Philly Stars, even though they never played in Philly. You at least had some rooting in. I just don't have any interest in these teams.
Yeah, I didn't even know the Louisville Kings existed until they made the UFL.
There's a team in Orlando. Did you hear about the team in Orlando? Like, they couldn't play in their stadium for a playoff game, so they ended up playing in a high school stadium.
No. What are they doing? Are they redoing the Citrus Bowl again?
I think Jacksonville's getting ready to play there while the
they are
getting built. Yeah,
I don't. What do they call it? It's called something else now, but
also
it's a Citrus Bowl.
I couldn't say it, which kind of sucked, but now I can. I was literally told like the Eagles are going to London just because of the whole Jacksonville thing. Like, it would have been a 50% capacity, and like Eagles fans wouldn't really get a chance to travel to Jacksonville as much as it sucks. Like, there was no point in the Eagles playing in Jacksonville this year. I was like, yeah, okay.
Is there ever a point to play in Jacksonville?
I heard that is the worst Super Bowl site of all time. I'm like, naturally, the Eagles played in it.
Yeah, I look at where
I heard Minnesota was pretty bad too because it was cold.
Well, it's just, I mean, I lived there for 10 years. It's a beautiful place to live, especially if you can handle the cold and you want to raise kids and all that bullshit. But, well, at least it was. Now it's.
That's why John's such a curmudgeon. He lived in Minneapolis for 10 years.
Well, evidently it's gotten much worse, but back then it was still a nice place. But it's just misery for the winters. Miserable. It's miserable.
That's my favorite thing on social media right now. But, you know, we're going back to World Cup here. Listen to people from like Scotland and England and like.
Oh, they love it here. I love.
Yeah. They love it here. They're like, I never want to go back. I'm like, that's why I never want to go to where you are.
They see a Buc-ee's and they're like, oh my God, they're on.
Look at this. This is like they're so amazed by like our stadiums too. It's kind of funny.
They're amazed by the stadiums. I saw somebody go to Olive Garden. They don't have food in London.
No, they don't have Olive Garden.
They don't have ice in London. people are like, look, ice. That is the thing that screwed me up. And I haven't been to London for a long time. They don't have ice in Europe. They don't have ice. I don't get it. They don't have closets
because Europe's so great. I'm like, all the stuff I hear, and that's one of them, ice. I'm like, no.
I'll be in Europe in a week.
Yeah, well, bring your own ice.
yeah, bring your own ice. You can get on
for the very first time. I will be in Italy.
Where are you going?
Italy.
Where are you going? I'm excited. Nice. That's a good place to go.
Yeah, I will not be on the show next week, Jeff Kerr. You will not see me here for the next 2 Mondays.
Smart. You deserve a vacation.
Yeah, it's a honeymoon, so we'll see how it goes. But
I'm telling you, eat Italian food and
I hope your future wife is not watching because you didn't.
No, she not. I'm just not a traveler. Like I'm much more comfortable in my own environment. I don't. Traveling is not.
F1's not in Italy when you're there, are they?
I hate traveling.
My sister went to F1 in Italy when she was.
You'll have a good time in Italy, obviously.
You gotta go Silverstone. That's the race I'm always told you gotta go to.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, you see it all. That people from Europe coming over for the World Cup. I mean, they go to like a Chipotle and they're blown away, like an Olive Garden. They're blown away, blown away.
They're blown away by Walmart.
It's amazing. We are.
You're right, John, about Buc-ee's.
Country.
Like I was like I already was telling some European people, like, dude, you gotta go to Wawa. You gotta go. They're like, what's that? Oh, you'll love it.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Well, Buc-ee's is next level. That destroys Wawa.
So yeah, I had two buddies in college. They were both foreign exchange students. One was from England, one was from Hong Kong. Those two were amazed by everything in America. They so much that they never came back, essentially. But I remember I took them to Wawa for the first time. They were like kids in a candy store. It was awesome.
My God. I just saw a European family post a Chick-fil-A video this morning. They're like losing their minds.
I'm excited. I will say I'm excited for the Italian coffee and pastries and gelato.
Well, Italian,
that's how I would be. That's why I want to go to Italy.
I'm eating like a madman for sure.
As long as you like Italian food, I mean, Italy's fine.
Well, my mom's 100% Italian, John. So I've grown up eating Italian food, So
I
love Italian food.
Me too. Yeah, me and you.
I mean, espresso in Italy, like you can't beat that, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's my dream.
A little pistachio gelato. Oh man, that's gonna be.
Oh, you guys will love me the other day.
Food-wise, you should be fine.
Yeah.
You guys will love me the other day at the World Cup watch party. I'm with a bunch of my buddies, and like we're getting ready for some of the games, and they're like, "Turkey, hey!" I'm like, "Okay, I'm a world history guy. When did Turkey become Turkey, eh? Did I miss something?" And everybody just started laughing. I'm like, when did Czech Republic become Czechia? I must have missed it.
I don't know, Jeff. You're gonna have to figure that out one.
No, I looked it up. When did it literally happened 10 years ago? I'm like, I really missed that when I was watching the world news.
All right, Jeff, your final thought today. We've gone on more tangents maybe than ever before, but I'm excited.
That's a
tangent record. It's the off season. It's the off season. We talked a bunch of Eagles as well, although I'm sure people are mad.
What do you want to talk about? I mean, we complained about Nolan Smith for 20 minutes.
I was surprised to hear you say they should pay Carter this summer.
I think they should. I really do.
What's your limit though? What are you going 35? You going 40?
Yeah,
the highest paid current defensive tackle is Chris Jones.
It's Chris Jones at 31. Yeah, I think I'd pay Carter 35 because in 2-3 years, that could be a
32. 32.
Do you think that gets it done now?
No, but it's what it should. That's what they should be offering.
No way. Well, that's the point. I don't think it gets done either.
It's such a polarizing thing because you see the potential. Like
Jeff, you watch a lot of sports. You watch a lot of football. You're watching a $35 million player there.
No, but
or have we heard that he's a $35 million player? I'm not watching a $35 million player.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where you hear like all the talent in the world, but you need to see it, right? But we've seen this guy be a game changer. Like
we've seen it. It's just hasn't
won this team. Won this team.
All right, I'll throw it out. I probably asked Jeff this before, but if I didn't, would you rather have Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, or would you rather have Jordan Davis, Moro Ojomo, and a first-round pick?
Get rid of Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I know what I'm getting in Jalen Carter.
All
For
right.
better or worse.
There you go.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He is really good. But there is baggage, and that's the problem.
Moro's a pretty good player.
You know, it's kind of crazy because Jalen Carter's done a lot of silly things in his life, as we all know. But I still can't get it. I know he's caught in the moment, and I get it because I've been there. But spit on Dak Prescott, man. Everybody goes, he didn't spit on him. He spit on him. Spit on him. And the ref was right there.
He did.
And he owned up to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried too much about the off the field stuff. I think, look, I don't either. Said pretty consistently. I think he needs to, grow up a little bit, and hopefully he does. And he
still is one of the most polite people I've covered.
He's very polite. He's very polite.
Every time he sees me, he shakes my hand and asks me how I'm doing. Every single time.
He's very, very nice kid. It's just, sometimes emotions.
He's a young kid. He's going to learn.
Hey, Nick Sirianni can't control his emotions at times. Remember that. Yeah. Nick's a nice guy. He can't control his emotions at times.
But what's crazy is I feel like the Eagles make him more accountable, but also a lot of his stuff happens during the season too. So I don't know. It's a tough balance.
Yeah. I'd wait, but Drew Rosenhaus. And
I get it if they do it. If they do it, I get it. I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised if July 20, whatever they come in, late July. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little hold in to start for Jalen Carter.
I'm okay with that, honestly. I didn't think it was a big deal. He sat during the team stuff. I get it.
No, it's all the leverage he has.
Yeah,
use it.
It's crazy too. Yeah. Before you go, Zander, it's crazy. I thought Fletcher Cox had more leverage 10 years ago, but
yeah, they signed Fletcher Cox, I think, to a 6-year deal at the time, didn't they?
$112 million. It was crazy. I'm like, wow, Fletcher Cox, he earned
6 years,
it.
Too. You don't see those happen anymore. 6-year deals.
Hey, you know what? Eagles got a good 6 years out of that. They really did.
They did. All right, Jeff, good show, man. We will catch up with you. I will not catch up with you next week, but I'm sure Johnny Mack will catch up with you next week. And I'll talk to you at some point in the future, my friend. I hope everything goes well, and I'll catch up with you then. Thank you, Jeff.
Eat some Italian food, Zander. Go see the Trevi Fountain. Go do all the fun stuff, my man.
That's what I'll be doing. All right, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, see you, bud. There's Jeff Kerr joining us right here on Birds 365. Good show today. Johnny Mack, a lot of tangents in the mix, a lot of interesting conversations about the Eagles as well. I mean, I think the Carter conversation is going to be one that's looming here. I can't tell if they're working on it or it's not being worked on. I mean,
they've been working on it. Now, obviously, I mean, there was a lot of momentum earlier. At least people thought there was.
Are the Eagles willing to actually sign the dotted line right now, or are they in the mode of what we talked about? Let's wait and see. That's what I'm trying to decipher.
Well, I think the difference is they probably do 32, but they probably are pushing back at 35, never mind 40. It's probably higher than 35. That's just a guess, but they're probably pushing back at the number.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We got a super chat here. Let's see what it is. Skywalk. What's up, guys? What's up, Skywalk? Thanks for the super chat, brother. You didn't have to spend $5 to say that, but I appreciate you being here and supporting the show. Skywalk. Good stuff there. All right, John. Well, what is next? I guess next isn't until training camp, right? So there's really nothing freaking. We're gonna get ready, J-Mac. We're going list season. We're going
this season.
We're going coach draft. We're gonna do our coaching draft. Maybe we'll do that with Kerr when I return. We're gonna have some topics that John McMullen does not want to have on this program, but he will be having.
Yeah, well, I'm this is where some people say stupid shit and it creates content for you. You'll have plenty of those people.
You won't say stupid shit, but you're gonna have to engage in some of the lists.
I'm talking about the we already got some from the coaching draft from Greg Rosenthal.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Where was he drafted in that? Like 17th or 15th or something?
It was late. I forget. Yeah, it was deep down. Deep.
Yeah, come on, that was a crock of shit.
Deep down.
All right, J-Mac, good show, man. Your final thoughts here on a Monday morning edition of the program. Just a reminder for everybody, too, there's no shows on Friday. I have too much stuff going on. I can't manage the shows at all. So no shows on Friday. We'll have off Thursday. I'll keep everybody posted on what the schedule will be Thursday. Johnny Mac, your final thoughts here on a Monday morning edition of Birds 365.
Yeah, we went through the gambit, hostage pricing, FIFA World Cup. So you get it all here. Enjoy it. Enjoy the off season. That's what I said.
There you go. Good stuff. Johnny Mac, thank you, man. I will catch up with you tomorrow morning on Birds 365. Thank you, brother.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Thanks, J-Mac. There's Johnny Mac, John McMullen joining us right here on Birds 365. Good show today. Everybody, I want to thank everybody for being here. A big week. It's a big week. All right. It's a big week. How is all of the great people of JAKIB Nation going? You know, I was thinking about this as I lay down on the mattress last night before I went shut-eye. I'm going to miss the great people of JAKIB Nation for a couple of weeks. Where will I get my fix of debate and yelling and talking and going back and forth? And my haters, where will I get my fix of all of these things? All right. Where will I get my fix? You know, yesterday I was talking to my dad and my brother, and my dad's like, "Are you even bringing your laptop?" I'm like, "Are you crazy? You expect me to not bring my laptop?" And then there was kind of this discussion about maybe I shouldn't even bring my laptop to Italy. And I'm like, "Nah, dude, that's fucking crazy. I can't do that. I own a business. What do you want me to not bring my laptop? There's no freaking way." Roseman's right. I'll be listening to Birds 365 walking through the streets of Rome. Yeah, right. Oh, Kevin, she knows what she's signing up for. Don't you worry, Kev. Zander, let's be real. We know you're going to lurk in the chat. I might drop a comment in or two. Depends. Depends how much I miss your ass. Drozone. I might drop a comment. I might also say, "Fuck all you guys." No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that. I'm just messing. All right. You know you'll be watching on your phone. I'll definitely check in. A little bit. You know? Got to keep an eye on things. You guys got to let me know. I mean, look, we'll see. We'll see how it all flows. Since the JAKIB YouTube channel has began, I have never taken an extended period of time off. So how will everything flow? How will the clips and the videos flow? How will the live streams flow? How will the super chats flow? How will everything get going? I don't know. All you wrenches, by the way, you guys better behave. I mean, you got when I'm not here, I won't be able to moderate. I won't be able to lay the hammer down. All right. Philly Don says, "I guarantee you'll find a way to chime in." I might have to. I'll wake up early in the morning. Well, here's the Italy's what, 6 hours ahead, right? Or 7 hours ahead? What is Italy? 6 hours ahead? Yeah, so this is a brutal setup. I get married on Saturday, which I'm very nervous about, by the way. I don't know why. I talk all day on these shows, and I have no problem talking to people. Something about the wedding is giving me major agita, all right? Our wedding is Saturday. Sunday, we fly to Italy. I think our flight takes off at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. And then we land 7 a.m. Italy time. I think it's an 8-hour flight. So 7 a.m. I better get some rest on that flight, man. I'm landing in the morning in Italy. I'm getting off the plane and going right and picking up an espresso. I might get a gelato at the crack of dawn. Who knows, man? Who knows? But that's gonna be what is it? What is Italy? How 7 hours ahead? 6 hours ahead? 6 ahead? Rasputin, no, you got it. No, that's not my wife. No, she's not gonna have 7 suitcases. No, she's not like that at all. It's Prince. Yeah, that's it. You're probably right, dude. You're probably right. So we'll see. I got the. What do I need? Anybody been to Italy recently? Can somebody give me some like Kimberly, no comment. Yeah. Curtis, I'm well aware of this. I'm well aware of this. The closest thing to gelato probably here was like have you ever had Italy, Chris or Curtis? It's like Italy is like, I don't know. There's one in King of Prussia at the mall, but I think there's more of them called like Italy. It's supposed to be like Italian, but it's not. Obviously, it's made here, so it's not Italian food. But JAKIB is full. Yeah, probably not. I got the adapters. These things, I think they are. I think I got them right here. Actually, I got the power bank. I got one of these power bank things. I think I got the adapters right here. Actually, yeah. See these things. Like, why does Europe have to be so weird? Like, what? Bro, just give me an outlet. Just give me an outlet. Goofy ass motherfuckers. Oh, wait. I just realized these motherfuckers sent me the wrong one. It's supposed to have USB-C, and this one's got only USB-A. Ah, come on! I got some air tags. 4-pack of air tags. Ugh. I got the passport ready to go. What's the passport? We got the passport ready to go. Thing's never been used in my life. I'm stampless in this sucker. What do? They put a goofy ass stamp in there. There's your boy Big Z. All right. I got my rosary to travel with. All right. I got my rosary to travel with and a prayer card. So the Lord can sit on my shoulders. I do like bidets. Z the Explorer. I don't know, man. That's not really me, Race, but maybe. Nah, mine. You know how the people go in there and they try and like talk Italian. I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm an American. In fact, Americans probably keep your economy going from all the tourism we do here. So shut up and serve me the coffee however I ask. I'm not speaking your damn language. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just messing with you, Mayan. I know you hate American culture, Mayan. Here's Mike Berghorst. What up, Mike? Thank you, dude, for the $20 super chat. All super chats. In the next 2 weeks, when I get home, I will rattle through them. All right. Just know if you're given a super chat from now through July 6th or whenever I get back, you are greatly supporting the Big Z Honeymoon Fund. All right. You are greatly supporting the Big Z Honeymoon Fund. Mike says, congratulations and best of the luck with the wedding. Have fun on your honeymoon. Mike, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. God bless you and your future wives. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that, dude. Oh, I'm definitely having an affogato shot. Are you kidding me? JD says, why would we reset the DT market for a guy coming off a career low year? Would you double Sills' salary if he started losing viewers? Have fun in the EU. All right, JD. JD, you've been fired up this summer, dude. You've been fired up. You have been fired up. Yeah, I like affogato. It's like coffee and ice cream, isn't it? Or coffee in July, whatever it is. I might not even do Thursday, Hogan. I got a lot of shit to do this week, dude. What Italian? I'm most excited to see Rome. I've always wanted to see Rome. I've always wanted to see Rome. We're staying in like Trastevere there, and then we're going over to Sorrento, and we'll be at multiple different places on the Amalfi Coast. So that should be pretty good. I mean, I'm honestly pretty excited for all of it, dude. I'm trying to be an open book with it. I've never been over there. I've really never traveled Europe. The only place I've ever been out of the country was Canada when I was a youngster, and I was playing travel hockey, and we had tournaments in Canada. So that's really it. So I'm most excited for all of them. Now, Flex, there'll be shows the whole time I'm gone. There'll be shows. My dad's doing more Birds 365. He'll be sitting and doing Birds 365. So there will still be content when I'm gone. But Flex, no promises on how the flow is. You know, I don't know. I that's not up to me anymore. Yeah, I'll be at the Vatican for sure doing that. All right. Here's mine. I mostly kid about having a certain level of disgust for American behaviors, but be for real. Americans aren't well liked over there, so try not to be overly American. Are you kidding me? I'm breaking out the Stars and Stripes T-shirt. I got the Hey Dudes with the American flag on it. Come on, Mayan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm wearing regular shit. Yeah, that's what occurred. Is I'm definitely going to do that too. All right. Nick Sirianni has been taking the JD3 to the woodshed. Homie is happy. Oof, JD, you going to take that? All right. I'm so excited for you, Z. Very cool, Pratty. Drew, thank you, dude. That's a pretty cool comment. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate it. Paul, thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right. I appreciate that. Quadruplets will be conceived in Italy. Deshay, from your comment to God's ears. Come on down, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready to be a husband, and I'm ready to be a father. You know, I've been hanging with my brother. So pretty cool life development. You know, the wedding's this big thing, and that's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay that, but I really have a lot of even more fun things coming in our life. Yeah, I'm doing the Coliseum tour. Underdog, that'll be pretty cool. I'm moving, obviously, after my wedding. Me and my wife will be moving. We're going to be in PA. We're going to be still PA. We're at 30, 40 minutes outside the city. We're going to be moving. And my brother, who's my best friend on planet Earth, he has been my entire life. That's my brother, man. Fucking GOAT. He is moving. Get a load of this, guys. So I'm like more excited for this, honestly. He's moving 3.6 miles away from me. 6 minutes by car. 3.6 miles away from me. 3.6 miles. You know, me and my brother live 98 minutes apart right now. So my beautiful goddaughter, my niece, is going to be right up the road from me. Oh, it's going to be glorious. I am so excited for that. Are you all dude, it's Rasputin. No, there's no families. It's me and my wife. That's it. All right. That's it. I live 3 minutes. Well, Ryan, you should change that. All right. Come on, man. Me and my brother are really close. I can guarantee you we won't be seeing each other once a month. I see him more than once a month now, and we live 2 hours apart. Kimberly, I kind of feel the same way with that. Mike, thank you for the supers again. Eat some osso buco while you're in Italy. Yeah, we got some pretty sick stuff planned. I mean, I didn't want to overly plan it because I'm like, dude, if I'm on like vacation, like my days are structured enough at home, you know, like I'm not a big vacation guy, but if I'm going on vacation, I don't want to have wake up and you got to be here and then here and then here and then here. It's like, dude, relax. You know, I want to be able to wake up, scratch my balls, and figure out what I want to do in the day. You know, so we have a good mix of stuff that we booked because you have to book it, and then also like time to just be able to relax and chill and do what we want to do and explore and walk around and do all that stuff. So we start in Rome because we knew that would probably be the one where you have to like schedule, like we scheduled the Vatican, we scheduled the Colosseum, we scheduled like a lot of that stuff. So no, it's no, yeah, no. This Saturday is my wedding. Yeah, wedding is local. Wedding is local. No, wedding is here. Wedding is not in Europe. Angela, I did read about that. I did read about that. Z, are you going to post any videos of this stuff while you're over there or shows me? I'm probably not going to put Brian. I'm honestly like, I post enough, dude. Like I don't think I'll be doing that when I'm over there. I'm looking to relax. All right. Looking to relax. Let me make sure I got all my chats. Super chats. Flex says, I'm staying away until you get back. LMAO. Yeah, Flex will be out there. It's like the dude in GTA 5. What's that guy's name? Flex. You remind me of Trevor in GTA 5. You know, Trevor, guy just everywhere he goes, he just wreaks havoc. That's you, Flex. You're like Trevor in GTA 5. All right. And no Sills and no J-Mac. Prince, I told you, I'm like the A.J. Brown / Jalen Hurts of JAKIB. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right. Trevor, that's a classic, right, Drozone? Is GTA 6 ever coming out? Is that ever coming out? Is that coming out or what? What's the deal with that? Yeah, Knicks world champs. Congrats to the Knicks, man. They deserved it. And honestly, the hockey game last night was good, but that Vegas team, they were not playing good hockey. That guy, that dude, Jack Eichel, I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I know he's got the talent and people like Jack Eichel with the puck. I mean, he's way too lackadaisical with the puck on his stick. I mean, really just made some costly errors in that game. Awful breakouts. Couldn't get the puck deep into the zone. Trying to do too much. I mean, come on, man. Jack Eichel was driving me crazy last night. Come out in November, is that right? I'm not a gamer at all, but I already told, like, that's a game that when that comes out, I'm gonna dust off the PlayStation and get that thing for sure. Yeah, I didn't catch any of UFC 250. I thought it was pretty cool though. I mean, you know, it's a 250th anniversary of our country. And you know, they go to the White House for a big fighting event like that. I thought that was pretty dope. All right. Kimberly says, are you practicing your dance moves? I'm doing the good old sway, Kimberly. Woo, woo. The good old-fashioned sway, Kimberly. All right? That's the best I got. You know, it's the best I got. Yeah, all right. Well, keep pushing it. I saw that. I know they've obviously been doing that. We might get Sills out of his house before we get GT. I don't even think so, Curtis. Your ass is too old to be playing. That might be me too, Mayan. Got time for video games. Why isn't Cilio at the wedding? Is there tension between him and Z? Is Cilio getting traded? Why would he change? Reyes, you could say the same from Mr. McMullen, who's like 40 minutes up the road. You hate to see it. All right. You hate to see it. Dana said, yeah, it's probably because it was a lot of money, dude, setting all that shit up. All right. Me and my wife tried practicing dancing for our wedding. It was too much, so we went with the sweat. Yeah, Ryan, that's me. I think I do. We got like one little move baked in, Ryan. But the beautiful part about this move is I don't have to move. Okay. I go from sway. All right. I'm going to sway. Pick the hand up a little bit. Let my wife twirl under my arm. She'll do the walk around so everybody can see my beautiful bride. And then we can go back to this way. All right. That's what we got. That's what we got. How big is the way? I'm not sure, actually, dude. Honestly. Definitely more than 100 people, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know much. Yeah, you guys have me wrong. I didn't. Anything that goes down on this wedding day, my wife planned and booked and did everything with my card on the table. This is the first stereotype that's actually real. Yo, oh, Prince. I'm happy to admit. All right. I'm as white gets when it comes to a dance floor. Yeah, I'm a proud white when it comes to the dance floor. All right. I watch some of you brothers dance, man. I'm like, I don't know. All right. Hey, Godspeed to you. I don't know, though. All right, Prince? I don't know, man. You brothers, you guys move. I don't know. All right? I mean, you guys can rock and roll and everything, but I'll let you guys do that. That ain't for me. All right, Prince? All right? I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Get some liquid courage. I'm not a Daz. I don't want to be too Buddhist off the way. I might have a drink or two, but Curtis, you see, Curtis understands me with this. It's not just an inability to dance. It is a pure hatred of it. Curtis, is that how you feel as well? Or are you just speculating on what I think? Because it's truly how I feel. I literally hate it. All right. Keese. Now, Keese is a brother that can't dance. I can tell. All right. And underdog, I can tell underdog's like, I'd rather smoke an L in the corner, man, and watch all you fools. Too much gyrating to end up at point A. Thank you, underdog. I agree, brother. All right. Should have watched the Bad Bunny Super Bowl half. Yeah, I'm not Bad Bunny, dude. Do I look like Bugs Bunny to you, Fredo? Wait, Curtis, it's you or you're projecting? It's you too? All right, good. Jason says, I dance just from eating good food. All right, Jace, come on, man. Yeah, dancing's not for me, guys. All right, I got to run. I got places to be. I got a lot of shit to accomplish today. So I love all you guys. He says, I got hella rhythm, dog. All right, don't use the white person scale, though, Keith. Use the black person scale. 1 to 10. All right? Where are you on the black guy scale? Like, let's say Prince is maybe like a 4 on the black dude scale. Michael Jackson is what, like a 10? Obviously. If underdog is a 1 and Michael Jackson's a 10, where are you, Keith? Like a 3? A 2? A 6 or a 7? Where are you at? A strong 7. That means you're pretty good. If you're a 7 on the black dude dance scale, that's pretty good. That means you can move. That means you got some moves, Keith. You better not be bullshitting. That's a strong rating for yourself. In fact, that's a rating that needs to be verified by external parties. Zander needs more porta. You remind me, when I worked at Fredo, I used to work at a restaurant, and all the chefs were Puerto Rican, and I loved them. I got along so well with them. They loved watching baseball, the Yankees, but I would always bring them Red Bulls. But they would always be dancing to their stupid fucking cha-cha music or whatever the hell it is. And I used to chirp at them. I'm like, what is this dumbass song you guys are dancing to in the kitchen? Same thing. Curtis says, guys who are proud of that. Yeah, Curtis, don't get me started, dude. You know, like the dude who has to go to the middle and he does like the split, and you're like, all right, dude. Like, cool, bro. That's Reyes. Look, there he is. Won my company dance off. Yeah, I got my barber booked for Friday. All right, I got a fresh cut coming on Friday. I don't know, man. I might come back from Italy with a shaved head. All right. Prince, that's good, bro. All right, guys, I love all you. I got to run. I appreciate everybody for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will catch you guys next time. Later, everybody.
EAGLES, Eagles.